This episode of Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code SOUTHGATE to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Hey, what about that comic capers? What about us?
We're back. We're back.
Oh God, like I still hear the Batman music.
Well, I just got drummed into your head for 17 weeks. It's Branding Costanza. Anyway, welcome to Comic Capers, episode 45. I am Phil, and that eager beaver over there can't wait to talk about tonight's storyline is...
Oh, I'm not an eager beaver. I'm an angry beaver. Call me Norbit. For those of us who are 90s kids and watch Nickelodeon. Yeah, we're talking some X-Men, singular.
Nick Gray.
63, 64, 65, 66.
Yes, it was all part of that Counter X event, remember? Because
it wasn't Counter X, it was Revolution. Or it was both.
Well, Counter X was the thing that hit every X book.
Yeah, part of Revolution. It rolled all in together.
Because this was May through August 2000, so like in the year 2000, all the X books like jumped ahead 6 months, and they're just like, oh, look at the crazy stuff that happened in the last 6 months. Oh, Cable's on the X-Men. What?
Yeah, but also the Revolution thing was to bring. They were saying for Jeff Loeb was coming back, or not Jeff Loeb. Who am I thinking of? Clarion, maybe? Is that who it was?
Claremont?
Claremont, there we go. Yeah. He came back to the 2 X books after being gone for a decade. Mm-hmm. So I remember this time. And they did all the weird variant covers with the trading cards.
Yeah.
I remember this time in X-Men's life very clearly.
But, I mean, they used it, well, at least I think, effectively for Nate Gray, because all of a sudden, instead of being a whiny little I don't know, he kind of seemed to have a purpose, and he was like...
but honestly, who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody, and I was just like, yeah, I'm reading this book, and they're like, who the hell is that? And I was like, bootleg Cable. He's Cable from an alternate universe who didn't get the techno-organic virus.
He's more powerful. Yeah, because
he was raised by Mr. Sinister.
Even to this day, Charlie Esser's like, wait, which one's Cable? Which one's...
Cable's the one that has the toys.
The big guns.
In a pouch, maybe. So weird.
And a giant arm.
And a glowy... Oh, well, they both have glowy eyes.
Well, they both have glowy eyes, yes.
But no, I feel like Nate is like a hipster. Like, he's the skinny hipster friend with the skinny jeans and the latte. Mm-hmm. And the tats, you know. That's Nate.
Well, they kind of get into the look in, like, the first couple pages of this issue. I don't know if they confused you. That's, like, they go more into that in the second arc, because the second arc flashes back and shows you how Nate Gray got to this point.
Yeah.
Why did you read the second arc?
No, I just, I know a little bit about it. From the last time we talked about it.
Yeah, the first couple pages of the first issue 63, it's like, it goes into more next arc, so we really won't to have much to do with it here. It's just you see the murder of an alternate version of Forge. Yeah,
I was gonna just say Forge is pretty cool, and they talk about how he invented the time lens on his 27th birthday. Mm-hmm. There's some weird spiral cannon before he was 30. I'm like, all right, and he sees him checking out the mechanical arm. I kind of like that whole exchange. Actually, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Maybe we should do the next arc someday.
No.
Ha! Alright, before we dive into this, Little Hellfire, had you ever read this storyline before?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, the only X-Men stuff that I read before that was the stuff that we covered before.
Yeah. Alright, and before we get too in detail, was I right? Was this... I'm not saying it's a masterpiece, but was this better than you thought it was going to be?
It was better than what I thought it was going to be, but, you know, I like some of Bendis' Superman stuff occasionally, so, you know.
just need to get my unpopular opinion out of my mouth.
That's what I'm here for.
That's right. Get it out of your mouth. Anyway.
But, like, to be honest, I don't really like Cable that much either. There, I said it.
Okay.
As a solo character, I like him when he's with Deadpool, but as a solo character, he's very dry, he's very bland. So is Nate.
I mean,
and he's got the worst parts.
I was gonna say
Summer Boys, okay?
The first 62 issues of this series, I kind of got when people are like, "Oh yeah, he's just a whiny little crybaby." But then all of a sudden, like when we get to him in this issue, like he looks different. He's floating above the sidewalk, and he seems to have, like a mission or a purpose. Because the first thing you just see him standing there, idiots.
Yeah.
Because we see,
I like the Forge thing too. I think is what really drew me into this issue because I'm a huge fan of Forge. So
then you should read the next arc because it pays off in that. It has to do with how Nate got to this point.
We'll see after you read some Archie comics. We'll see how we feel.
I was gonna say, even if we don't review it, you just have to read. But yeah, so
what was the deal with the vitamin C thing though?
What vitamin C thing?
Like Beckham or whoever the heck that was, like when coughs and is like, "Do you have any vitamin C?" And I'm like, "Wait, is it because you're sick? Is that still a thing in the future?" I was confused. It was like a weird random.
It's not the future. It's like 6 months in the future. You see how like there's like flying cars all over the place. No, I think it's like he got this cough, so he thinks he's getting a cold, but meanwhile he's getting killed by the being we'll meet later on in this arc.
Okay, it's like that's a myth,
I know, because like Kim and like his assistant are in this elevator, and basically something.
What happened to Cox? And I'm like, Cox? What now?
Well, it's like, oh, I'm liking this story already. But yeah, and then we see some kind of entity in his mouth and kind of blows out of him all alien, like the movie Alien.
Yeah, this was interesting to say the least. Especially listening to you describe it, Philip.
Yeah, and then we see Nate floating above the city, and then the guy's assistant in the hospital just like screaming her head off and won't stop, and then she stops, and Nate's like, "Is that better?" She's like, "What did you do?" "Telekinetically move some of the chemicals in your brain around, shut down a few secretors." Ew. But he says, "I know you're part of an organization connected to all this." He's like, "Take me to them now, or you won't live to see Christmas." And she was like, "Why do you care?" And he says, "I do. 6 months ago, I would have said zip. These days, it's kind of my job. I'm a shaman."
Yeah.
Shaman with no shirt.
The best kind. The whole cab ride was weird.
Oh yeah, she's like, why did we take that cab ride? She's like, did you even need it? And he's like, no, but makes people feel not as uncomfortable around me to do human things.
No shoes, no shirt, no service. Die.
Oh, and then the bodyguard, the organization has at the door.
Oh, poor henchman.
Because he's like, oh, the assistant's not getting in. What's her name? Helen. He's like, she may be contaminated by this other dimensional thing. She's like, because Nate's like,
I feel like a paradigm. I feel like that's what they wanted to call it.
Maybe, but this bodyguard's funny because he's like, her I've known 10 years and she's not getting in. He's like, you're not leaving here alive. I know 5 years,
Yeah.
Yeah, he tries to kill Nate with some kind of power. Oh, some kind of telekinetic power because he's killed 68 people.
Well, 67 and now 68.
And I love how Nate like picks up like part of the floor and just like drops it on him, and he says, "It's people like you who make me glad I don't have any friends."
All my friends are dead. Oh my god! And then they're standing in that circle using their powers, doing that weird ritual. What?
Yeah, when Nate breaks in, he's like, "I know you're all mutants. I know you stirred something up that wants you dead."
Yeah.
And yes, that's the end of issue 1 or 63.
So, yeah.
It gets better.
Yeah, no, but like, they needed an alternate version of Scratch too? Really?
Yeah, I know.
So that's the one thing I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess when you're Nate Gray, you can only have so much.
But I guess we should mention that this is written by Warren Ellis.
Yes. Oh, I guess, yeah, like, in case you don't know who Scratch is, he's a throwaway villain from Excalibur, like, number 100. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in forever.
Oh, did Warren Ellis write that?
I feel like maybe.
I think, because you could tell when, like, writers have, like, their pet characters, they like to, like, drop into stuff. I'm looking at you,
Yeah.
Peter David.
Which is okay. Sometimes it's fun. I mean, Gail Simone's very guilty of it too, but most of the time it works. Oh, this one has I have the alternate cover variant for this one though. I found it at my shop. It's him with the X in the back in the alleyway. Yeah. And I was like, they made a variant cover for. That's what I was thinking to myself slowly. Like, wait a minute.
Think about what we're doing. It's counter X. It's the year 2000.
I know, but I just said, Nate, it's Nate Gray, bro. We don't need variant covers for
I know. They probably gave everyone a variant cover that year.
That's probably very true.
It's probably the beginning of variant covers.
Yeah. So the next one, this gets weird.
Yeah,
Manhattan gets flooded with jellied corpses. Jellied corpses.
But no, I mean, he's talking to this group and basically telling them, they're powerful people who meet in boardrooms and universities, and they read him and see from another universe. He is such a
cocky little dirtbag. He goes, your telepathic blocks are excellent, but you've never met anybody like me before. Like, what?
Well, yeah, because they read him and they say, oh, you're bioengineered and fat-grown. He's like, and they're like, you're not from around here. He's like, he's from
son of parents that never existed.
From a universe down spiral.
Oh God, this is so bombastic. You gotta laugh. It was cute.
Mm-hmm.
So over the top, like.
But he says, I'm from down spiral, but you guys have dove even deeper down spiral, and you disturbed something, and really ticked it off. But I found it interesting that he was like basically talking the whole point of this group's mission is like they're like. They're kind of in the middle. They're just in it for themselves. They're like, yeah, we don't really follow Xavier or Magneto's philosophy. We're just like, it's not an either-or proposition. We just want to live and, do what we want. We don't want to integrate, and we don't want to destroy humanity, We don't want to dominate humanity or live among it. We just want to do our thing.
Yeah, it's like, why not just be different and use that difference? Yeah, exactly.
Just use our power to make profit or whatever.
What an 80s thing to say.
It's 80s, isn't it? You're too...
I know, I'm just saying, it's a very 80s thing to say. It is good.
I thought 80s was, have we tried killing them yet?
Well, no. Well, Wall Street happens to be one of my favorite movies, so it's always like, greed is good. Greed is good. Trickle down economy. Anyway.
So Nate throws up the field while they tell him the story of what they did, and then we see the creature who is stalking this group. It's like he says, the spiral, magnificent, nowhere to hide, little bugs.
Yeah.
And he says, you're explorers. And they say how they explore the multiverse looking for, basically looking for stuff to exploit.
Yeah.
They use their powers to drive into the multiverse, into the future, into the past.
I just like the creature just wants to murder them, and I'm like, yes, they deserve it.
No, yeah, especially once you find out, yeah.
And then, of course, his eye begins to glow.
Well, the thing basically looks like it's like got to crush their universe in its finger, but...
The hubris of some people,
But yeah, big purple monster-looking thing.
A big purple monster.
Lilith's favorite. And Nate scans it as
his name's Stanley.
Okay, Star City Slayer. But yeah, Nate scans it and says, you really are from a broken universe where humans aren't designed to live on Earth. And it says, I'm nothing of this world. And he said, that's alright, neither am I, as he blasts it.
Such a cocky little turd, I swear. Which is better than his whining, honestly.
But I mean, basically, this thing is really from a broken Earth, because he's like, you're from a universe where humans shouldn't have lived. On your Earth, Homo sapiens evolved only to fit conditions in tropical Kenya, where they're born. So basically, this thing is, because it looks like it, I guess it has some kind of like cybernetic parts to it, because it said that's the only way that humans of that world can live anywhere else.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're fighting.
What made them purple though? Like, what adaptation is that?
Weird sunlight. I don't know.
I don't know.
But Nate says he's defending the group, and the monster says, "I'll murder them and you and everything else. I feel like it. Do you understand?" And then it like
he finds his arm.
Yeah, like gnaws its own arm off or something to get away. Which I guess I think it's does it slither back to its own universe, because Nate's like, "I'll find it."
Yeah.
At the end of the second issue. Why is this thing so mad?
And then, like, I like how we open up on issue 65 and there's only, like, a smoking crater of the headquarters of the Gauntlet left.
Yes. Yes. I know, just in the middle of town. It's like, and he's like, that didn't go as planned.
I definitely don't want to live in the Marvel universe. Like, I don't want to live in the DC cinematic universe, but I think it's safer to live in the comic book universe.
Oh, yeah, because it's even weirder, because it's like the crowds look in, and Nate, of course, does a, in classic Charles Xavier fashion, just wipes everyone's minds. They're like, oh, nothing.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Exactly. Then we see Nate swooping above, and he tries to link the minds of the group again, because they've all split up. I just love who he's like, I wired us all together. Now use your own powers to maintain the link. If I overload, it could kill us all, and I just as soon not.
Yeah.
So he's asking them what happened when they left the universe, and so they could have the full concentration of their powers. They got old Russian spacesuits to go travel.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's bad when you're looking for spacesuits.
Well, yeah, like we said, like the universe that they're talking about, the broken universe is lifeless universes without time, some with music instead of heat, others where light moves at 22 miles per hour. Where flesh burns or great alien dynasties pass intense lifetimes in minutes, the wrong places.
And then that flashback.
And then Nate's like, what? And Nate's like, you did something so heinous that something dragged itself up reality to find you. They don't say a word. He's like, you don't even deny it.
Oh, when he smears that blood on the rock and throws it at Nate, I was just like, ew. And then it starts mutating and growing spikes.
Oh, yeah. Because he tells the group, I'll be back for you. And he goes down the broken earth where this thing comes from, yeah.
You know what? Miss Yoshida can die. We can just leave her there. She's a red shirt. Let's just call it what it is.
Oh, yeah, when he puts the blood on the rock and throws it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Nate's saying to him, like, what happened? And the monster, I guess, figured Nate knows what's going on. Because he goes, you know what they did. You think you can be made right? They trapped us here. And they stole our children.
Not the children.
Think of the children. So yes, that's the end of 65.
But it was a baby. It was a baby.
Maybe a dingo ate your baby.
No, maybe you just killed your baby and blamed it on the poor little dingo. What happened?
I know. So we get to the last part, X-Man 66.
Yeah.
If we do the next arc is a 4-issue arc, Lilith. So 69 will be in there too.
No, not worth it.
She won't even do 60. Oh, not even for X-Man.
Nope. Anyway, they get back to 616 eventually.
Oh yeah, because the monster's yelling at him, and he says,
Yeah, Nate actually managed to obliterate that damn stone.
He said,
and then he goes, "That's like that could have been you."
Yeah, I know. Well, he tells him, he's like, you and that Gauntlet group, all, keep your secrets, everybody wants to keep all their secrets. He's like, now I'm going to look at your memories like I did theirs. And so he reads the mind, sees when the Gauntlet invaded this broken world, and
yeah.
Then the creature even says, no life should have survived here. It's like, we lack sunlight here, the soil and air is too harsh, time moves too quickly here. We become a whole new species within a handful of generations. But yeah, then we see, he says, they took our children, they called them biotechnology, a source of human-compatible organs able to adapt to any conditions by mutating the host. He said there was money in it, whatever money is.
I guess it's difficult to conceive there, and the children are precious and rare.
So it's like when people steal organs, yeah, these people, they stole whole children.
Wow, they must be selling them to Batman in the Amalgam universe.
Mm-hmm. And then they used their powers to, encase the world so we couldn't follow. It took 4 generations to evolve the ability to pierce the barrier. And Nate says, yeah, 4 generations for this species was 5 weeks for us.
And, just like Mrs. Yoshida, so what? Really?
Mm-hmm. And Nate says, you didn't fail, I did. This is my wound to heal. And the creature says, you're one of them. How can I trust you? And Nate says, because I say you can, in a big splash page.
That's a very Scott answer is all that I'm gonna say.
Hey, like genetic father, like something. But yeah, so he just hops, skips, and jumps back to the 616. And mind links to the Gauntlet group again, says, I'm back, and I've got your attention, let me explain this to you. They tell him what a shaman does, because now he's the shaman of the mutant race.
Homo superior. Sorry.
Wait for Wade's World coming in May. But no, I like that. A shaman is a miracle maker and a healer, a priest, a mystic, a poet, an ecstatic visionary. He sees around the edges of reality. He exists outside the tribe, defending it from what lies beyond, and from itself.
Poor thing.
Oh, and then he goes back to that Helen from the first issue. He's like, where are the children?
That little tear that runs down her face.
And of course she's like, what children? It's like, the ones they took for their organs, you fool.
Yeah.
But then Nate looks at, he's reading they're reading the data from the computer sitting right in front of her. And the children have already been dead 3 weeks. He's like, I was too late before I started. Now all I can do is heal this wound. As we see most of the Gauntlet members get pulled up into the sky and just explode.
Yeah. That was a nice touch.
Just above Manhattan, you just see people exploding.
It's nothing they're not used to.
Hey, child killers, do it.
Yeah.
And then Helen says, stop it, I'm still connected to them through your telepathic web. I can hear her shrieks, you're killing them all. He says, no, not all, Helen. I'm not going to kill you. He says, even though you deserve it the most.
Yeah.
What? And he said, it was the broken man was aiming for in the elevator. I can read minds. And he's like, but a mind's a big place, and I have to know what to look for. He says, until he told me, I had no idea it was you who suggested the Gauntlet take the children.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even see how foul such brutal greed is, or do you think this is just some game you lost? Right? This is a weird thing. She says something that never gets paid off. So who knows? She goes, what if it wasn't for money? What if there was a better reason? And he says, no reason could have justified what you've done. But I'm still not going to kill you as she disappears. Because he drops her in the broken universe.
Yeah.
See, here's my thing. He drops her in that universe without one of those spacesuits or whatever. Shouldn't she have been dead? Shouldn't she have been dead before those creatures even got to her?
She did. They eating the bones.
Okay, well, I think the one Nate was talking to says alive. Good.
Yeah.
And then we see it ends with Nate talking to the dead kids in the graveyard.
Yeah, that was actually a really good, powerful panel.
Mm-hmm. The world must become a better place. He's like, and it will. I'm watching.
Such a cable thing to say.
That's right. Didn't need a big gun either.
Just a glowy eye. That's all you need.
So come on, just admit this was better than you thought it was going to be.
Like I said, it was better than I thought it was going to be, but also a little depressing. Is that really what I needed?
I know.
On a Tuesday. But no, did they change writers or something, or?
Well, the series, there was this arc, then like I said, there was the next arc where they show how it flashes back, shows how Nate Gray got here. Then there was a third arc, which I think went through 74. I'm trying to remember. I think Warren Ellis might have left before that third arc was done. And then the issue ended with an issue 75 one-shot.
I feel like the earlier stuff I read, it was kind of like just super cheesy and predictable. And
because I'm trying to remember, because that Stephen Grant that's on the cover here. Yeah, not Moon Knight.
He's the co-writer.
Yeah, I think he kind of takes over fully once Ellis leaves.
Okay.
And takes it to the end of 75, yeah. Yeah, Stephen Grant, not one of Moon Knight's identities, right? Speaking of, if you love X-Men, stay tuned. Soon, in a couple weeks here, Ray and I are going to be talking Peter David X Factor's run, so.
Nice. So I would give this particular arc a solid B-.
I gotta give it a B+.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'd rather read Cable, but it wasn't bad. Kind of makes me curious about what comes next. I might get to it.
See?
Just because it's the completionist in me. It's just like, okay.
And I'm telling you, the next arc's a flashback that shows you exactly how he got from, whiny dude in that blue suit to, this.
Okay, maybe. I'll let you know.
I won't give too much away, but Madeline Pryor.
Oh, okay. Now I have to watch.
Redhead. Oh, yeah, redhead. Ginger.
That's how you get me. I know. Damn it.
And maybe she's not all she appears to be.
Is she ever? Just be honest. Well,
like I said, we don't have to cover it here. Just read it, and I just want to know what you think.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. So is that it?
That's it. Let's wrap it up and go to bed.
All right, everyone. Remember, if you didn't hear last episode, starting in May, we're going to be sharing time, Comic Capers, and Wade's World. So send your that's what
top 10 list.
That's what
she said.
That's what she said.
Mama
jokes. Yeah, yo, mama. That's all we're gonna say. But yeah, before we get there, next episode we're gonna be starting our 2-part series on the Amalgam comics with Charlie Esser. So we're gonna have to schedule some time with Mr. Esser.
Oh boy, pinning him down is like trying to pin a kid down, giving him a shot.
so stay tuned. The next 2 episodes should be an hour each. So
what's new?
Then after that, some 90s Wonder Woman and Flash, followed by Kingdom Come for episode 50.
Somebody get Alex Ross on the phone.
I wish. All right. Anyway, so send us your thoughts on any of that. capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow Comic Capers on Facebook, on Twitter, @ComicCapersPod and @CLSidekicks. Instagram, on the gram, as Lilith says, CL Sidekicks, and the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. Tell me if you like this arc as much as I did, or not as much as Lilith did. And Lilith?
If you nerds want to hang out with me over in the interwebs, you can find me on Twitter @Lilith Hellfire. You can find me on the gram @Lilith Hellfire86. And if you want to talk Smallville, Superman, Arrowverse, and anything that Kelly Thompson rates, @SaveMePod on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and/or Instagram.
Oh, that's an even better one. Anyway, again, join us next time. Amalgam Comics. So you're going to get Marvel and DC. And Charlie Esser.
Dark Claw.
Who says we don't deliver? Marvel and DC and Charlie Esser in one episode.
Bring your popcorn.
Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Who is Moonwing?